Across history, small groups faced massive armies, knowing help would never come. Yet they stood firm anyway, and what they achieved still shocks people across America, Europe, and the world today. Some of these defenders were poisoned, some were burned, some were surrounded by thousands, but all made one choice that changed history forever, and the truth behind these moments will surprise you deeply. You will learn how wounded soldiers scared trained armies, how 21 men stopped 10,000, and how doomed forts delayed empires, but the real power behind these last stands is rarely explained. These are not myths or legends, but real events backed by records, eyewitnesses, and military reports showing what happens when fear meets purpose at the edge of defeat. Let me show you exactly how this happened, and why these epic last stands still matter today, even in a modern world filled with comfort, distance, and digital battles. A last stand happens when escape is possible, but defenders choose to fight anyway, often to protect others, delay danger, or send a message stronger than surrender could ever deliver. These moments appear across cultures and centuries, from medieval Europe to colonial Asia, proving that courage does not belong to one nation, religion, or time period alone. Many of these fighters were ordinary people, not famous heroes, suddenly forced into impossible decisions that would define their lives and sometimes entire wars within hours. Sources suggest that last stands often change enemy plans, slow invasions, and create fear, even when the defenders are eventually defeated and wiped out. Now here's where things get really interesting, because some last stands succeeded not through strength, but through shock, confusion, and sheer human will. During World War I, at the fortress of Ozawik, German forces prepared a chemical gas attack designed to kill every defender hiding inside the thick stone walls. Chlorine gas rolled across the battlefield, burning lungs, blinding eyes, and collapsing soldiers where they stood, while German commanders believed victory was already guaranteed. According to surviving accounts, a small group of Russian soldiers lived through the gas, coughing blood, wrapping cloth around their faces, and preparing for something completely unexpected. As German troops advanced, these wounded defenders reportedly charged forward, appearing half-dead, screaming through ruined lungs, creating the terrifying moment later called the Attack of the Dead Men. Imagine expecting silence, then seeing bleeding figures rush toward you from green fog, turning confidence into panic and discipline into chaos within seconds on a battlefield meant to be controlled. But if you think that is unbelievable, wait until you hear this, because the charge worked, forcing German troops to retreat, abandoning positions they had already claimed moments earlier. Military historians note that this attack shocked Europe, proving chemical weapons did not guarantee victory and showing human resistance could still break modern war plans. For everyday people, this story connects deeply because it shows strength can appear when bodies fail, and courage can rise even when survival seems impossible. Yet this was not the only time a small force delayed something much larger. Because centuries earlier, another last stand unfolded on European soil with enormous consequences. In 1666, at the fortress of Saragarhi, a small Habsburg garrison faced the advancing Ottoman army, led by Sultan Suleiman, according to historical chronicles. The defenders were outnumbered many times over, surrounded, cut off from supplies, and offered chances to surrender, yet their commander chose resistance despite knowing death was almost certain. Day after day, Ottoman forces attacked walls and streets, while the defenders fought inch by inch, slowing an army expected to march quickly deeper into Europe. Sources suggest this delay drained Ottoman supplies, exhausted soldiers, and disrupted larger campaign plans, proving time itself can be a powerful weapon during war. When the fortress finally fell, the remaining defenders launched a final charge, choosing open combat over capture, creating a moment remembered across Europe for generations. But wait, there is more, because during this siege, Sultan Suleiman reportedly died. A fact hidden temporarily to avoid panic, adding mystery and shock to the event. This brings us to a powerful realization that last stands often matter less for victory, and more for what they steal from the enemy, including time, confidence, and momentum. These moments show how small decisions made under pressure can ripple outward, shaping wars, borders, and political futures far beyond the battlefield itself. Now the story moves east, to the rugged mountains of India, where one of history's most famous last stands took place at a tiny signal post called Saragarhi. In 1897, only 21 Sikh soldiers defended this outpost, standing between two larger forts while thousands of Afghan tribesmen advanced toward them. British military records describe how the defenders understood they would not survive, yet chose to fight anyway, keeping communication open while enemy numbers kept growing. One soldier sent signals describing the battle as it unfolded, allowing nearby forces to prepare, while the defenders fired until ammunition ran low and walls began to fall. One by one, the soldiers were killed, yet none surrendered, turning Saragarhi into a symbol of discipline, loyalty, and courage still honored today. So what does all this mean for us today, beyond dramatic stories and heroic paintings, and why do these last stands still matter in a modern world? The answer lies not in death, but in choice, because each of these defenders chose action when fear suggested surrender might be easier. And that understanding prepares us for the most important lesson of all, which becomes clear when we connect every story together. Across every last stand, patterns emerge that reveal how resistance shapes history, even when defeat seems guaranteed from the very beginning. First, these defenders bought time, sometimes minutes, sometimes weeks, allowing others to escape, regroup, or prepare defenses that would later save lives. Second, they shocked their enemies, breaking expectations and forcing commanders to rethink plans built on numbers, technology, or overwhelming force. Third, they created stories that traveled far beyond battlefields, shaping national identity, military values, and personal ideas about courage and responsibility. Plot twist, most of these fighters never expected fame, medals, or remembrance. Yet their actions outlived kings, generals, and empires. For viewers today, especially in the United States, United Kingdom, and Europe, these stories feel distant, yet their lessons apply directly to modern challenges. Pressure, fear, and impossible odds still exist, only now they appear as personal struggles. Work crises, moral choices, or moments when standing firm feels uncomfortable. Last stands teach that impact is not measured only by winning, but by effort, meaning, and the refusal to step aside quietly when something important is at stake. Short-term, these actions change situations immediately, while long-term, they influence culture, memory, and how future generations define bravery. Before we wrap up, there is one final truth you need to understand about epic last stands. Sources suggest that what truly defines these moments is not death, but intention, the deliberate decision to resist even when survival feels unlikely or impossible. This reframes last stands from tragic endings into powerful statements about human values under extreme pressure. It also explains why these stories survive centuries, retold again and again, because they answer a deep human question about purpose when everything is on the line. The attack of the dead men shows resilience, Saragarhi shows sacrifice, and Saragarhi shows unity, each revealing a different face of courage. Together, they prove history is shaped not only by winners, but by those who refuse to disappear quietly. If this opened your eyes, remember that ordinary people created these moments, not legends born stronger or braver than everyone else. They were soldiers, guards, and defenders who faced fear and acted anyway, leaving lessons that still speak to us across time. These 7 last stands remind us that numbers are not everything, and determination can disrupt even the most powerful systems. They show how courage can delay empires, inspire nations, and give meaning to moments that might otherwise be forgotten. And they challenge us to ask what we would do when faced with pressure, fear, and difficult choices. History is filled with battles, but last stands stand apart because they reveal who people are when nothing is left to lose. These stories prove that even brief resistance can echo longer than total victory achieved through force alone. If you enjoyed this journey through history's most epic last stands, like this video and share it with someone who loves powerful true stories. Subscribe for more cinematic history that reveals hidden lessons behind famous events and forgotten battles. Comment below which last stand moved you the most, and why, because your voice keeps history alive. Like, subscribe, share.